is time to do our hotly anticipated top 20 player voted classes for 2026. And for those of you who have not taken part in this, have no idea how it works, I put a poll out a few weeks ago for players to go along and vote on their favourite classes. This list includes every single class except for two, which we'll come on to in just a moment's time. This is last year's results and how everything tallied up. Legion Revenant won overall with Void Highlord second and Lord of Order in third. You can see the movers, the new gainers, and the ones that stayed the same. I mentioned there was a couple classes missing from this year's poll, so drum roll please. If that didn't knock your socks off, I have no idea what will. The Hall of Fame is new for this year, and any class that just wins every single time or comes second every single time will be inducted into the Hall of Fame, where in the future we will hopefully have a Hall of Fame tier list. For now though, our first Hall of Fame entry is going to be the one, the only Void Highlord. You can get it by farming it over at Join Turkiskuma Malotolololem. Miltonus' secret spelt backwards if you prefer. It is still an ultimate DPS solo class, loved by the majority of people, and it is a must-get class if you do not already have it. We also have our second Hall of Fame new entry for this year, and that is inevitably going to be Legion Revenant. You can obtain it by farming over at Join Revenant, and this one is a great all-rounder. It is a super strong farming class. It is a super strong support class. You can use it for soloing if you want. There isn't really anything Legion Revenant can't do. In ultra fights and also challenge bosses, it is very much a staple class. You'll find it in the vast majority of comps, so another one that if you do not have it yet, it is a must get. Go along, farm full class, and you'll also get a badge for your troubles. So that is definitely something, if you're a new player, returning player, and you haven't got it, you need to be aiming for in the future. Let us begin though with our main list. Number 20, new and returning, believe it or not, is going to be Necronomancer. This is a pay-to-win class. It is a super good farming class. It is really powerful. It's got super low cooldowns on it, and I personally have always really enjoyed Necronomancer. There's growing voices in the community that are not liking it as much and want it to have a bit of attention, maybe a buff towards it, in line with how other farming classes have recently gone up. Personally though, if I'm going along farming, I'm still using the Chronomancer. Number 19 is Quantum Chronomancer, yet another pay-to-win class that you'll need to go along and pick up for some real-life money, but it is a great support class. You can also use it as the DPS if you want to. I do quite enjoy this one. It is a fun one to use. It's nice and powerful, has a good nuke with it. Up next at number 18 with a new entry and finally getting some love is Chaos Slayer and all of its different variants they were able to go along and farm for. This is a rep-related class and tied to the Chaos storyline. The most important thing to note with this class is it does have extra effects against Chaos monsters. So if you want to be more powerful against Chaos type monsters, then this is definitely the class for you. It is both a farming and soloing class. At number 17 is Abyssal Angel, another new entry. I'm not sure why this one has suddenly appeared in the list, whether this one has had changes recently or not. If you want it, it will cost you some adventure coins, and it is tied to the Black Friday event, so a little way to go if you'd like to get your hands on this one, unless you got one of its variants waiting in the wings. The Abyssal Angel Shadow is exactly the same. Again, this one is a farming class. You do have to make notes of your skill one though, because that is your multi-hitting skill. Moving on to number 16, it is Arachnomancer, up one place, and I think I said this last year. I really need to go along and pick this up. It is another rep-based class. You need Ravenloss in order to grab it. Sadly, I can't preview this one in action for you due to me clearly just being too lazy to get it, but it is a late game class, good boss fighter with dodge abilities, and also a hybrid support. Okie dokes, here we go then. Number 15 is a Paladin Chronomancer, up 5 places, a big mover this year for Paladin Chrono. This is an out and out support class, so you will be using it in boss and group scenarios for that exact purpose. It has a mighty heal, it has a strong heal over time, and also a quick fire heal off of skill 3. There's a wide variety of different ultras you can go along and run this class in. This was actually back in the day when I was first doing the speaker runs, I was always using Paladin Chrono. It's also worth just saying at this point, this is one of the easier chronos to learn the mechanics for and how you want to go about using it, which is always nice because some of them are very complicated, although I know some of us do like challenge. Okie dokes, we're back over to Hero Mart again because Shadow Stalker of Time, up one place, is going to be next, and this is one of the ones that is more complicated to learn, but if you want to put a bit of time into it, you will reap the rewards from Shadowstalker and all of its different variants. Yes, as is tradition, I always use my joking account for this, and no, this is not the best way to go about using the class. And to answer the question that comes up every year, my level 23 account has it because we all got those free hero point vouchers a few years ago, essentially a free chrono to everyone. Okie dokes, number 13 is Timekeeper and up one place. This is one of the best chrono classes to use if you want something simple that also packs a big punch with it. Again, you can hit higher numbers than what you're seeing on screen, but you can easily get around a 200k nuke without having to think too much about how you're using the class. This was recorded quite a few days ago now. The combo I was using was roughly 2232. 524, but don't take my word as gospel on that one there. My memory is really not that great. Okie dokes, number 12 is going to be Archmage and down 3 places. One of the bigger movers this year in the downwards direction. Archmage is an end game farming class. It is quite a challenge to get, but an interesting fact, it is one of the very few classes in game that you can fairly comfortably run Acheron on. Acheron is a very expensive forge enhancement to get your hands on unless you're incredibly lucky, because you need to get it out of Twilly's treasure chest, and those are locked to members anyway, unless you're buying loads of ACs, but that's a whole nother story for a different day. Acheron is no longer on this class. Archmage is a great farming class. It's super powerful. It is one of the best farming classes you can get in games. So if you want a really strong farmer that is free and obtainable, then this is one for you. Next up, down 3 places at number 11 is going to be Dragon of Time, another heavy mover, and this one again is a little bit of a hybrid class. It falls within the wizard category and is a farming class as well as a boss fighter. Its most interesting mechanic is the fact that the higher your health is, the higher nuke you're going to be hitting off Dragon of Time, which is really good when you go along and want to fight something like Ultra Zhang, which buffs your health really quite heavily. Okay, number 10, Archfiend up 6 places, and it is clear to see why. Although this is a 2-target farming class, it is also mega powerful. Coupled with super low cooldowns and high DPS, this is one of the best farming classes you can get in game. It does require quite a few Nulgath regions to go along and farm for it, but once you got it, it is very much worth it. Also worth mentioning, it's pretty good at fighting bosses too, and some people even use it in ultra comps as well. At number 9 is going to be Stonecrusher up 3. This is one of the classic support classes and also a ultra staple, as you'll see in just a moment. It is featured in a lot of ultra compositions, and you'll probably run it in most of your support groups. It does provide your group with a significant amount of mana boosting, so if you are struggling for mana, it's probably because you're missing a Stonecrusher. I love this class. You can also use it for soloing if you wanted. It used to be my solo class years and years and years ago when it first came out, because why not? Really like Stonecrusher, great class. At number 8 and down 4 places, this is a shocker. It is Chaos Avenger. I am really surprised by this one. In fact, I think this is the one I'm most surprised about. Chaos Avenger is one of the best and strongest soloing classes you can get in the game. Again, it is an end game class and it is locked behind Champion Drakov, so you will have to complete an ultra over the course of about a month or so in order to obtain it. But it's incredibly easy to use, and it also has a taunt. At number 7 and down 2 places is Varus Doom Knight, another end game class that you can go along and farm for if you would like it. The class is also really good in challenge fights. It is a DPS support, applying debuffs, and also a tanking class. It can take quite a lot of hits pretty well. You'll also do good damage numbers out of it. Next up, and having a resurgence up 7 places at number 6 is Lightcaster. Whilst this one will set you back some adventure coins, it is widely used in challenge fights. This is a boss fighter. You can use it for soloing if you would like to, and it is also a strong support class, applying buffs, it nukes, and it also has a strong heal in order to look after your teammates. So if you don't have Lightcaster and you'd like to spend a bit of money, it could be one worth going along farming for that way. Number 5, Archpaladin up 1 place. This one has always hovered around these top spots, and Archpaladin will probably not change for a while. This one is primarily a support class, applying debuffs and healing your teammates. It is also a tank. It will take a lot of hits if you need it to, and in addition to that, you can solo with it if you'd like. So it does lots of different purposes. It's a nice little farm to go along and do Archpaladin, and it is definitely worth going along doing if you have not got it already. Used in vast majority of ultra fights. At number 4 is Arcana Invoker up 7 places. This one again is getting an awful lot of love, and once you get to activating the world of it, your damage numbers go absolutely through the roof. This class is pretty good at whatever you'd like it to do, and it also is good when tanking, so if you need it to take some hits whilst applying high damage, along and attempt the farm for it. But note, it is quite a long grind if you're not doing ultra shortcuts. Number 3 and up 4 places is Chrono Shadowhunter. This is an incredibly popular Chronomancer class. You will have to pay for it if you would like it. Currently, you will see people using this up in the DPS role. Once you understand how to use it and your reload mechanics, etc., you'll get some incredibly high numbers coming out of this class. You can use it in some ultras if you would like to, again within that DPS role, and it's also worth noting there are a few support perks with it as well as debuffing your target. Okay, at number 2 is going to be Lord of Order, up 1 place, and the staple support class. This is used in pretty much every single version of a challenge fight, maybe some exceptions thrown within there. The point is though, this is the ultimate support class. If you would like to support teammates, other players in game, then you need to make sure you're going along and doing the farm for it. It is a daily farm of made up of about 10 different quests to go through and do at Join Battle Off. Although it is now time for the top class, taking the number 1 spot and a new entry is going to be King's Echo. For me, this one has replaced my Void Highlord. I haven't used Void Highlord for ages because I went and got King's Echo. If you don't have it, I thoroughly would recommend doing it. A super strong offensive class and does great DPS. So there are your 2 purposes really for this one. Don't get me wrong, I still absolutely love Void Highlord. It's just nice to have a change. I mean, I've had Void Highlord equipped permanently for what feels like years, so it's just nice to change it up and have an alternative to it. Here you go though, folks. This is the full results table for this year. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's always a bit of fun to go through and do. Remember, this is essentially a popularity contest. For the most part though, it is an accurate list of the best classes in game, although this is branded as favourites, so not an official one this time around, but we may look at doing those in the future. We do need to update our top list. It's good to see so many new entries, and we will continue on with the Hall of Fame style going forward. So Lord of Order may well be inducted into that next time round. Once we get 5 or so of them, we can put them up against each other and see who comes out firmly on top. Return for this player voted list next year when we do the 2027 edition, and who knows, it may even have an infinity spin on it, but that will just have to wait and see how it develops. As always though, folks, if you are new around here, please do hit that subscribe button, make sure you leave this video over a like, and I'll see you all again incredibly soon.